Hey everyone, this is J-Dog, and I'm here with another video. I know I'm late to the game with this one, but let's talk about Howard Stern and his blatant racism. Years ago, Howard Stern, this man right here, is the Howard Stern who was at one time, the king of radio, and basically he was one of the popular shock jocks back in the 80s and 90s, and maybe some parts of the early 2000s. He was the top guy in radio, and basically the shock jock era is probably one of the beginnings that was leading to, the podcast era. He decided to do a sketch where he was mocking black people, where he was wearing blackface. And this is what turned a lot of black people away from Howard Stern. And this is despite the fact that one of the people that defended this racist was that woman by the name of Robin, his sidekick. Well, I say she's nothing more than a buck dancer or bed wench. That's Howard Stern's bed wench. That's what I see Robin, because she defended that, but a lot of black people were smart enough to walk away. That's what turned a lot of black people away. And since then, Howard Stern is no longer relevant anymore. He's no longer the king of radio no more. He hasn't really been doing much. Well, he still does his show, but it's not as popular no more. Because some of the stuff he used to do, he has stopped. But the reason why I bring this up is because he did a podcast last month where he talked about how NBA players will not talk to him because, and he called them racist. And I'm like, no, Mr. Howard Stern. I mean, this is also the same man that went after Kyrie Irving over a tweet, but yet in the 90s, he went in blackface, Mr. Howard Stern. Let's just face it, he's trying to get black people to make him look relevant again because he's washed up. That's exactly what this racist is. Howard Stern is a washed up man. He's a nobody now. He used to be don't even think he was the king of radio, but he was one of the most popular radio show hosts. But he's relevant. Maybe Howard Stern, maybe that blackface sketch that you did in the 90s, a lot of black athletes probably saw that, and probably a few of them had some moral sense to not deal with you because maybe they learned their history about that blackface. Maybe that's why. Howard Stern also got to remember that some of these players are not Gen Xers or baby boomers. He needs to know that some of these players are millennials or Gen Zs, or even the new one that's supposed to be after Gen Z that's coming up called Gen Alpha. That's what they're going to call it. Or at least a small number of them, though, because some of them are still probably teenagers. Some of that Gen Alpha generation is still in their teens. But yes, they don't know the Howard Stern of the 80s and 90s like I do, even though I shouldn't, because I was a kid when he was on radio. He was on radio before I was even born. But I did sneak when I shouldn't, when no one was looking, and saw the show on E, which I should not have watched when I was younger because it was not for kids. And I've seen the antics. Of some of his guests and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's how I know who he is and what he's about. But a lot of millennials of today, a lot of the younger millennials, and a lot of the Gen Zs and Gen Alphas, they don't know who this guy is because he is not, like I said, he's no longer relevant. His show is not as popular no more. So, of course, but then, like I said, at the same time, he has said and done some antics that turned a lot of black people away from him, except for the sellouts. And then he has the audacity to say, "Please hug me, please talk to me," to these black NBA players. And I'm glad no one in the NBA came to his defense. I'm glad that no one is all of a sudden talking to him and trying to hug him. Because like I said before, why should he be entitled for black people to just talk to him? Especially after some of the stuff he has said and done that was offensive towards black people. Yeah, I'm not going to watch and listen to his stuff or watch his stuff. Every time he's on TV, I'm just going to change the channel. Because no one cares. And also because the fact that he has done heinous stuff and never apologized for it, why should I follow Howard Stern? I want nothing to do with Howard Stern. So Howard Stern needs to shut up, alright? And go away. That's what he needs to do. He needs to retire from his radio show and he needs to go away. No one cares about him. And part of it is his fault. But that's all I have to say about this ignorant idiot, Howard Stern. Howard Stern is a piece of shit. That's exactly a piece of shit. That's exactly what he is. I know I usually don't curse, but or maybe I've been cursing more, and I know YouTube is probably messing with my channel. It's probably going to mess with my channel because of that, because they're trying to be the so-called clean channel place. But anyway, it's worth the risk. The story is kind of old anyway, but it was worth the risk. But anyway, Howard Stern is a washed up has-been, or never was. He's a nobody. He's a piece of trash, and he never apologized for his racist behavior, so that's why I'm glad that black people are not talking to him. They should not. And guess what? We have the right to ignore you, Mr. Stern. Quit acting like a baby. We have the right to ignore you. We don't want to talk to you. Well, yes, I know he said that he was mostly concerned about the black athletes not talking to him, but guess what? They don't have the right. They have the right to ignore you. Black people as a whole have the right to ignore you, especially after the antics you have did years ago. But that's all I have to say for now about this. I want to know what y'all think in the comment section. Write down in the comment section what y'all think. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit that notification bell. That's all I have to say for now. This is J-Dog. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch y'all in another video. Peace, everyone.